So it looks like Karma has Kevin Hunter's address and she is working overtime because his life just got worse since he got sued by his bank for being heavily in debt. I swear, every time we think that Kevin's life couldn't possibly get worse, Karma finds a way to make it worse. And now he is dragging and blaming Wendy for his downfall and the government and the bank chasing him for his debt. Did Wendy really make the bank sue Kevin and humiliate him? Things have been going downhill for Kevin ever since Wendy lost her talk show and stopped paying him alimony. He went broke after Wendy stopped paying him alimony, which just shows how much he was dependent on her and that hard-earned Wendy cash. And now his finances are in such a big mess that he is now getting sued left and right. Now, y'all may think that his troubles started when Wendy stopped paying him, but if we're being honest, his troubles actually started when he got Sharina pregnant after swearing to Wendy that he wasn't going to have a baby on her. He and Sharina had been together for more than 10 years at that point, and he felt like he no longer needed Wendy. And once he was able to get alimony payments from Wendy, he felt like he had secured the bag. He and his boo thing Sharina lived off his alimony checks for years. Well, to be fair to him, he did try to invest in a couple of businesses for Sharina, but they all failed. After a while, they both decided to just give up and live off the alimony payments. But then, like Wendy said,
I'm a very plotative individual. I will plot on you. That's right. And that's why I'm going into season 11. And he's changing Pampers.
What Kevin didn't realize was that Wendy had her lawyers add a clause in the alimony agreement saying, if for any reason plaintiff's contract, plaintiff being Wendy, with Talk WW is not renewed and or is otherwise suspended, canceled or terminated, and plaintiff does not have any other television show being aired and paying her an equivalent salary, defendant, aka Kevin, understands and agrees that all severance payments shall be subject to either termination or modification. When Kevin found out that he had been played, he got mad and acted all entitled to the money. He said, as the husband for 20 plus years and the creator of the Wendy Williams show, I was entitled to my half of everything that we had, just like any other couple divorcing. I went to the table in good faith and we reached what I thought was an amicable divorce. In fact, it was one of the fastest celebrity divorces ever. I had a feeling that Wendy's Wells Fargo advisor was up to no good, but I was advised by my attorneys that everything was okay. But even if Wendy somehow wanted to continue paying Kevin, there was no way she could do that because her money was frozen in Wells Fargo and she's still fighting to get it back. Kevin quickly realized that he wasn't going to be getting money by acting all entitled and angry, so he decided to switch the approach. He did an interview where he finally admitted to being broke, saying, I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the homeowners association, and I'm behind on that bill. If the homeowners association fees are not paid, foreclosure will soon follow. My car insurance hasn't been paid as a result of not receiving monthly severance payments. He continued, I'm behind on credit card payments because I have no money since the severance payments were suspended. My life has been greatly affected since the plaintiff stopped making payments under our settlement agreement. The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely urgent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living. He even tried to drag Wendy to court to force her to continue to pay him, but the judge threw the case out of the court and Kevin was back to square one. Things got even worse because word on the streets is that Sharina dumped him after he went broke because she is not about that broke lifestyle. And trust, getting sued by the bank is not the only worry, because if Sharina really walked out, I don't think anyone would be surprised if she takes him to court for child support. So Kevin just got sued by his bank for not paying back his credit card debt, and they are out to collect their money down to the last cent. According to the court documents, the defendant maintains and or maintained certain brokerage accounts at UBS Financial Services, which is an affiliate of UBS Bank. In connection with the foregoing, the defendant applied for a UBS Visa signature credit card issued by the UBS Bank and agreed, among other things, that any UBS Visa signature credit card issued to him would be governed by the terms of a separate credit card member agreement. It goes on to say UBS Bank has advanced certain credit to defendant under the account. As a result of those credit advances under the account, there is an outstanding balance due in the amount of over $20,000 as of March 28, 2023, plus interest, attorney fees, and other expenses, the account balance. Interest, late charges, and other expenses continue to accrue. Defendant has failed to make the minimum monthly payments by the payment due date as required by the card member agreement. Basically, he didn't pay his dues, the interest or the dues, and a whole lot of other stuff. Honestly, it's just so wild that this man has so many opportunities over the year to build something with the connections and the money that he got because of Wendy, and all he did was buy expensive cars, rings, and houses for his mistress, and now he is almost on the street. Like literally. Anyways, it continues. By way of letters dated January 23rd, 2023 and March 1st, 2023, UBS Bank advised defendant, among other things, that he had defaulted under the terms of the agreement and that the outstanding balance due under the account was accelerated. Wherefore, UBS Bank demands judgment against defendant for damages in an amount to be determined at trial, but not less than that $20,000, pre-judgment and post-judgment interest, cost of suit, including attorney fees, and such other and further relief as the court deems just and equitable. Kevin is in a whole lot of trouble. His credit card debt comes to a little over $20,000, but he is going to end up paying way more than that. I mean, the bank is asking the courts for interest on the money that he's owing, as well as having him pay their attorney fees and so many other damages. So like I said, Kevin is in a hot mess. It's so bad that he has listed his Florida home where he and Sharina live for sale. He is asking for $1.3 million for the property, and while that is a lot of money, we need to remember that Kevin has other debts that he needs to pay as well. He owes money to a lot of people, as well as the hospital bills that he spoke of. So while the $1.3 million is going to go a long way, I don't think it's going to be all that long before he goes broke again or needs to find a job, especially if Sharina comes after him for child support. Y'all want to know the wild part about this? It's that Kevin still blames Wendy for his woes. According to insiders, Kevin believes that this is all Wendy's fault and that things wouldn't have gotten so bad for him if she only continued to pay the alimony as agreed. An insider revealed that Kevin believes that Wendy stopped paying the alimony out of spite because she wanted to see him suffer, since she was still salty as a result of the divorce and him having a child out of their marriage. The source added that he is still super pissed at Wendy and can't believe that she would sit by and watch him sell off his assets instead of helping him. Another insider claimed that he has allegedly been blowing Wendy's phone up because he still can't believe that she's not doing anything to help, not even offering to pay off his credit card debt. And trust, people have a whole lot to say about his current situation and behavior. One person said, Kevin needs to sell his assets, pay his bills, rent an apartment, get on the bus to some job interviews. It's crazy that after all these years, this man doesn't have another viable source of income, especially after how he treated Wendy. The ego, the entitlement, the narcissism, the audacity. You never win when you play dirty, shaking my head. And it will continue to blow me away that this man cheated on his wife, had a baby, and had the absolute audacity to ask for alimony and now whining. Mind-blowing. This is a nasty situation, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe that Wendy really set Kevin up to fail, or is he just facing the consequences of his own actions? Let me know what you think about this, and if you thought this entire situation was messy, then check out this next video.